One thing I don't like about this new camera is now that it's eye level, you can actually see my room, and it adds another step to my video preparation. I gotta like actually clean my room now, make my bed. I didn't make it this time, but future videos I probably will. Anyways, I recorded a couple videos last night. I thought everything went well until I started editing them this morning. It didn't turn out nearly as good as I thought it was. It wasn't nearly as funny as I remembered it being. So we're back at it again tonight to try and fix the problems that I make. Sometimes videos don't turn out, I don't think they turn out to be good. And then once I start editing them, I realize that they're actually really funny. Other times, I think videos turn out to be great, and then once I start editing, I realize that I'm not funny at all in it. Everything that I do is improvised. So it's like if something's not funny, I don't really feel like I have control over it, because I'm not going to force comedy. Comedy is not something you can force, because if you do, it can be cringy. Granted, all my videos are cringy, but maybe I don't know what that says about me. I guess I do force my comedy. Let's just get into this. So last week we did an Alien Broken Rant. By we, I mean me. I did it. You just watched it. And there were two movies I left off that, and those were the Prometheus movies. Or I call them Prometheus movies, but it's Prometheus and Alien Covenant. I remember I didn't know anything about Prometheus. People were going crazy for it. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know why Alien fans were going crazy over this movie. That seemed like it had nothing to do with the movie. So I remember watching the trailer, and you realize that Prometheus is a prequel to Alien. Like, it sets up the events of Alien. Whenever it came out, and I actually watched it because I was too young to go and see it in theaters, so I had to wait for it to come out on TV. And whenever I watched it, I remember that it wasn't what I thought it was, I guess. It was a strange movie that didn't really have anything to do with Alien. It happened in the Alien universe. Like, remember in the opening scene of Alien that they call it the space jockey, but the guy in the chair on the alien ship right before they find the egg? Those are called engineers, and they play a big part in this movie. So you have like elements from Alien that are in this movie, basically to remind you that it's a part of the Alien series, but it's its own thing. It's separate. It's set apart from the Alien movies. The first time I watched this, I hated that, because you go into a movie expecting an Alien prequel, realize that has nothing to do with Alien, it's just a movie that's set in the same universe, was disappointing. Also to mention the fact that I just wasn't into the movie to begin with. I didn't find the movie very entertaining, so that was the end of it. 3 years later, I guess, ended up rewatching it, and I absolutely loved it. It was great. That's a example of my opinion drastically changing on a movie. First time I watched Prometheus, I didn't like it. Second time I watched Prometheus, I absolutely loved it. I love the idea that Ridley Scott went with in this movie. There are things I don't like about it. A lot of the characters are kind of bland, except for Shaw, who I really like her, which Idris Elba is always great, so I liked his character as well. Ridley Scott he's such a visual director. It's almost hypnotizing in certain scenes, and a lot of scenes like that in Prometheus. There's these weird scenes with like the alien goo that's in those pods or little eggs, but you can still look at the stuff and you're like, okay, so how does that tie into Alien? And when you really get into it, like when the android David gives one of the characters a drop of this stuff that he finds on this alien ship on the planet, and we get our first look at the face hugger, but it's like this big starfish thing, and then we get the reveal of the alien at the end, but it's not the alien we know. It's something called the Beacon, and it looks completely different. It was so fascinating, and I started watching this movie a lot more. It's one of my favorite movies. It's very underrated in my opinion. It's a really good movie, and it's definitely worth watching, but the problem with this movie was the promotion for it. It promoted itself, or at least the trailer did, as a direct prequel to Alien, that the events of this movie were going to lead directly into Alien. Or maybe not directly into Alien, but the events of this movie were going to set up Alien. But that wasn't the case at all. It was its own movie set apart from the Alien series. And for that, I actually loved it. Once you understand that, you can actually go into this movie and you can really like it. So when it was time for Prometheus 2, because Prometheus ended on a cliffhanger, setting up Prometheus 2, but Prometheus 2 never came out. Instead, Ridley Scott and 20th Century Fox, I'm assuming, or the company, they heard the criticism that the movie was getting based on the fact that it wasn't what fans wanted, what fans were expecting. I felt the same way, and I'm not blasting fans for this, because let's be honest, like, I felt the same way about it. I was disappointed that the film promoted itself as a prequel, but then it wasn't a prequel to its own thing. So Ridley Scott, I guess, assumed that because people actually realistically wanted a prequel, that instead of making Prometheus 2, he was going to take Prometheus 2 and turn it into a prequel to Alien. It came out last year, and this is the, once again, weirdest movie. Prometheus was strange, but it was strange in a really beautiful way. Once again, about Alien Covenant, there are some really beautifully strange things about this movie as well. I've watched it 3 different times since I saw it in theaters. I bought it It's right here, and I've watched it twice since then. The first time just to watch it and just pay more, because I think the first time I watched the movie in theaters, I was just kind of like, you know, you're concentrating on the visual of the movie. I felt like I missed a lot of stuff. So when I bought it and watched it again, I paid more attention to the movie and less to the visuals, and was like, and the third time I watched it, I listened to it with Ridley Scott's commentary. I really don't know what to start about it. Obviously, like I've said a billion times, it's visually stunning. It is so beautiful in like the creepiest way. There are some shots in this movie, and the neomorphs are attacking this group of people, the survivors or whatever. The way the lighting is and how they're just running out of this tall grass, and picking them off one by one is like super. While you're watching scenes like this, you want to be like horrified. You want to be scared, but at the same time it's like it's a suspenseful scene, but you're just like stunned at how like beautiful and creepy it looks at the same time. Scenes like that were what in my opinion saves this movie from being a complete failure. What the movie lacks in character and story, it makes up for in visuals. So I can say that much. But the movie can be beautiful, but it can't really save it if the story and the characters are ridiculous. That's what frustrates me the most about this movie, I think, is the fact that the characters. It was a group of characters that you wanted to survive. And that's what makes a slasher movie good. You know, you can think of Jaws or Alien or even Predator, when you have a group of people that you want to see succeed. You don't want the bad guy to win. You don't want the monster to kill the humans. Whenever you have other slash movies like Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street or the later Halloween movies, you're just rooting for the killer to kill the people because you want to see the blood. You want to see the killer, you know, win. And you don't find yourself rooting for the good guys at all. There are no characters in this movie that are really all that good except for Danny McBride's character. But that's just because I like Danny McBride. But none of the other characters were likable. I felt nothing whenever they died. Even our main protagonist, who replaces Shaw. It's frustrating because the characters in Prometheus, Shaw and David, it kind of set it perfectly for their story, and she's not even in this movie at all. Well, she is, kind of. She doesn't have any speaking lines. Am I spoiling this movie? I feel like I'm spoiling this movie at this point. So the main thing I hate about Alien Covenant, though, isn't the characters. It's a specific plot point that involves David, the android, who returns from the last movie. Let's address this. The big issue I have with the movie is that whenever on the first Alien, where they come across the eggs, and Kane, Dallas, and I think Lambert, when they go into the alien ship on the planet, it's like they had no idea what they were seeing. There was obviously it's this weird ship, but it has eggs that it seems like it's transporting, and it was the whole fact of, okay, what's that thing, that gross skeleton, the jockey, the time it was called the space jockey, but now it's the engineers. What is it? What's it doing with those eggs? Where was it taking those eggs, and what happened to its ship? And where's the thing that busted out of its chest? That's got to be on the ship somewhere, right? Obviously it's been so many years, so it's dead, but it's just the fact of like, where is it now? There's a lot of questions that were left unanswered in the first Alien, which I thought were better left unanswered. I didn't want to know the answer to that. I didn't want to know what that thing was, what the ship was doing, where it was taking the eggs, and that's why I like Prometheus. Sure, it answered a couple of those questions, but it was also its own thing. It didn't answer them all, I guess. So it left Alien still mysterious in a way, while using some of those elements to create its own movie, and the movie that it made was actually good. So I don't mind them kind of taking some elements out of Alien, taking the mystery out of that movie to an extent, but to create a film that in and of itself was good. Alien Covenant, on the other hand, so David the android, he created the alien in this movie. It is so dumb. And the other thing that's dumb is that so he's experimenting to create the ultimate species or something like that. So David created the neomorphs first in his quest to create the perfect organism, I guess, or something like that. These things are 10 times creepier than the actual alien, if I'm being honest. Everything about them is just really unsettling. What's weird about those things is that they seem like they are the perfect organism, and they're actually more effective at killing than the xenomorph, which he ends up creating at the end of the movie. So of course, alien isn't even present through the majority of the movie, and is really only there to make fans happy. Like, hey, fans wanted to see the alien? Okay. It's like fans weren't happy with Prometheus. Oh, you guys wanted to see Alien? Alright, here you go. There's an alien. Happy now? I guess being unhappy with the neomorphs, even though they seemed like they were fine, he ends up creating the xenomorph, the ultimate or the perfect organism. I don't know what's perfect about it. It's disgusting and horrifying, but I guess that was maybe the point. So they're not nearly as efficient in killing as as the Neomorphs. So I don't get the logic. I mean, whatever. It's stupid. I can't get past that. I really can't. The movie's really beautiful. I think you can watch it, and I can understand what Ridley Scott's some of his ideas were in this movie, and I can respect it. And I don't hate this movie. I really don't. A lot of people come out and say the movie's horrible. I just hate that one specific plot point. It's a big plot point though, and in my opinion, it ruins Alien completely. It ruins that whole first scene of Alien because the original creator, the person who directed the original movie, is now changing the story to be like, okay, so instead of this, well, not changing the story, I guess, but in explaining it, it kind of ruined it because now there's no mystery to it. Now we know exactly what this thing's gonna be doing with the eggs. Alien Covenant was such a failure that there's a sequel coming out, but it's not coming out, but it is coming out. I remember they announced the sequel to be released in 2019, but there hasn't been any news on it. I heard that it was canceled. Ridley Scott's coming out to say it's filming in the next 14 months, which is a ridiculous statement. Oh yeah, we'll be filming it. It'll begin filming in the next 14 months. What a weird time frame too. Whenever it'll get released, I don't know. If it'll get released, I don't know. But I actually think a sequel could probably help Covenant out a lot. Part of me doesn't want a sequel. The other part of me thinks that if it would probably be best if there's something that can sort of close off Covenant. There needs to be some point in Covenant existing, because if not, then it's just a weird out of place movie that ruins one of my favorite movies, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't think I strung together an entire sentence that entire video, so I apologize to myself for trying to edit this. I know it was horrible. My opinion on Prometheus, I think it's a very underrated movie. I think it's a lot better than people give it credit for, and I think it deserves a second watch. Alien Covenant, on the other hand, once again, just as beautifully horrifying as Prometheus and the original Alien, if I'm being honest, but with a horrible story. A dumb explanation as to what Alien is, and to actually explain it. There's so much more I want to talk about this movie. There are scenes in the movie that I remember that I feel like I need to go into more detail about and talk about, but at the same time, I just don't even want to work my energy on it. I feel like I've wasted too much time on Alien Covenant, being honest. It's like the amount of rewatches that I've done on this movie. I want to love this movie, I really do, but the fact is I can't. I've wasted so much energy with it, it's like I feel like I'm just done. I don't want to waste any more time talking about it. It sucks, because it's a movie that I was really looking forward to. I was really hopeful for it. I thought it was a great idea to take the second Prometheus and then actually turning into an Alien film. I was really excited about that concept. I'm like, oh, we're actually getting Alien prequel now. Now we got the Alien prequel, and I couldn't be madder that we actually got an Alien prequel. Now I wish we didn't get an Alien prequel, because now I realize that fans don't always know what they want, because sometimes we think we know what we want, but then when we get it, we realize that it ruined the original movie to an extent. I'm so upset that we're not getting an official Prometheus 2 now, though, is that he took Prometheus 2, and you see some of the glimpses of Prometheus 2 in this movie, because this movie isn't Prometheus 2. It took what Prometheus 2 is supposed to be and pretty much turned it into an Alien movie. But you see glimpses of what Prometheus 2 would have been, involving the engineers who were not in this movie hardly at all when they played such a big part in the first movie. Thank you. I guess that's the end of the video. I don't have nothing to say. I tried to sum it up 30 minutes ago, but I don't think I really got there. Prometheus, underrated film. Alien Covenant, 5 out of 10. Alright, with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe if you want to see more. I'll have more videos coming out for you guys soon, and yeah, I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.
Pulled up, tell 'em pull the curtain, roll 2, no 3, got a fifth of bourbon, got foreign bitches that shepherd German, that I want the brain from, I need to learn, and they told us all that we'd end up broke, we sucked it up and we did the most, now we taking over, we want the globe, so it's to the west to go take the coast. Everyone got shit to say, I tell them grow up, when they try to bring us down, we only go up, we tell them